Good morning. As my younger sister would say, I am the nutty older sister. I am not far from the Canadian border. I am up in the Idaho Panhandle, and I am on the Pacific Northwest Trail. I am, I guess, researching what this part of the trail is. As you'll remember earlier, my friend Becky and I did a backpack trip where we hiked up to Trapper Creek Campground up at Upper Priest Lake. And it was almost an 8-mile trek in. I am starting from the other direction. The drive's a little longer, but the trail is only about 4 miles, and so far it's been absolutely beautiful. It's so quiet. There's nobody up here except for me. It's about 8 o'clock, or actually probably closer to 9 o'clock. So, good morning. Come along with me, and we'll see what we can find. And this is for my friend Becky. I just wanted her to see the trail. It's very similar to what we hiked when we went up to Upper Priest Lake to American Falls, which is also part of a through hike, which is the Idaho Centennial Trail. I just walked through a cobweb. The trees, some of them are big, but they're not as big as the other trees on the ICT up to American Falls, but it's just all wooded, very quiet, very peaceful. In July, this trail would be probably a little more occupied with the Pacific Northwest Trail people, but most of them, the ones that were going westbound, should be long past this. But I know that there were a couple of eastbound people, and I don't know if they're here yet or if they've already gone through, because it won't be much longer, and up by Glacier, they wouldn't want to attempt that too much longer in the season because of the snow, and Glacier's had snow this summer even, so it's been crazy. So this was a big one that came down, not sure when, but just to give you an idea. There's my trekking poles. It's a big guy. But there's not too many big guys around to your left, it looks like. I don't know why the other side of the road has the old growth forest and this one isn't quite as old. I don't know why. But this is a nice trail. It's very quiet, very peaceful, like I said. I thought doing this trail today would be a good idea since it's still going to be about 95 today. I know this is Monday, and the Monday hikers were going to hike up to Beehive Lakes, but that is, the trail's quite exposed in a lot of places, and it's going to be hot up there too. Not 95, but it's still going to be hot. So I thought coming here and doing this, and I'll take a break when I get to the lake. I was also going to see if I could find any other campsites that might be available on this end. We stayed right in Trapper Creek campground area, but maybe there's some dispersed sites that we can access from this area. So I found some of the old growth forest. I just happened to walk into it, and I'll show it to you. Oh, just lost my trekking pole. There's one right there. You can't really tell because I'm not standing in front of it. But down the trail, there's some more big guys. And around to that guy right there. So we are in the old growth forest right now. trail has, the trail floor has a lot of, here, I'll switch over. Let me move it over here so you can see. I'm getting a lot of, hang on, I gotta switch. There we go. Has a lot of ferns and other vegetation growing in between it, but let me get my trekking poles. There. So we'll walk down here a little ways so you can see some of these trees. They're good size. These two I'll show you. They're quite large. But it looks like this is part of the old growth forest, so that's nice. Nice to see. Definitely in the old growth forest right now. Definitely. Looks lovely. Facing into the sun. Sorry about that. But definitely here where the old guys are. This is the part I like to walk through. Oh good, we got a little footbridge. It's a dry creek though. I think this was Gold Creek maybe? Hughes Creek, Gold Creek, and Upper Priest River are along here. In fact, where Becky and I backpacked into, we're not that far basically from that trail. It's just north a little bit further. But yeah, maybe Becky, maybe next year we'll just come back and camp in the spot that we camped at. It was really nice. And we'll maybe you'll remember your tarp and I'll have my tarp, and we'll just make sure we put them over our tents so we don't get so wet if it rains. But definitely this is a trail that would be nice to hike in on because it's very quiet, and I don't think it's used that much, but I might be wrong. So just gorgeous. There's a stump that is serving as a nurse log. Has a tree growing out of it. Okay. So there's a blue marker and it says 1/2. So does that mean I've gone a half of a mile? Probably. And this doesn't look like a cross-country ski trail. I know a lot of people snowmobile way up here, but this is not a snowmobile trail either, so not quite sure why that 1/2 is there. Maybe just to let you know you've gone half a mile. Okay, just after the boundary sign was this, or I mean the half-mile sign is this sign. There is water on the trail. This is the end of August, so it's not really flowing. And I don't know that I'd drink any of it right now. Guess if I had to, I would, but there is water, and probably in July this is running. There is also some up and down on the trail. Not much, just a little bit of elevation. I guess to keep things interesting. I haven't seen any huckleberries on this part of the trail. And like I said, I'm the only one out here. I haven't heard or seen anyone else. And there are evidence of horseback riding through here. And mountain biking. Yeah. I can see why the PNT hikers like it. How come I'm feeling that right there? I don't know. Okay. So. Okay, looks like I am almost to the lake. Looks like there's a little sign. And end of August, we still have mosquitoes on my nose. Hang on. Oh, that hurt. Okay. And there's the lake. I'm so excited. Oh, there we go. And they've done a really, really nice job of putting up the signage. That's new. And that tells you, it says 4 miles. And I'll have to look and see. I can tell you, Did I go 4 miles? I might have gone just a little bit because I turned it on as I was getting my gear on. Let's see what it says. It says, yeah, 3.98, so really close. I'm going to try to, well, let me look and see what's down here. It looks like, okay, there's sites over there, and I saw those sites where you can, a boat could go in. Yeah. I mean, I could be right here, but I think the mosquitoes are going to love me if I do. So, we're going to go out just a little bit further, check it out. Maybe I can get a picnic table, sit and have my lunch, and then just get out in the water and enjoy it a little bit. It's very shallow right here, so I could just walk out. But I'm going to look. I know there were some dispersed sites up here that a couple of PNT hikers stayed at. See, look how shallow. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like ankle deep is all. But I don't know if I'm going to run into anyone up here or not. It's pretty quiet, and it's a Monday, and school did start today, so parents might be, home doing things with kids, and then this coming weekend, which is Labor Day weekend, coming out for the, I guess, one of the last hurrahs, but maybe not. They might come out more. But this part of the trail is not as nice as when I first started, but it's okay. It's kind of rocky like Becky and I saw when we hiked further from where our campsite was. But I'm so glad I'm at the lake right now. And like I said, I'm going to hike in and find a spot, and then I'll show you around. I made it to the campsite that Becky and I walked Biscuit up to. Over there is where they had their tent, which was right on the trail, because it doesn't look like there's really any flatter spot, but I suppose you could have put your tent up in the trees, I guess. Maybe that would have been better, but anyway. But look at their picnic table. It has a lot to be desired. They need to come up here and fix this one. It's not exactly in great shape. I don't know how warm it is up here because my thermometer just decided to run out of battery, so I don't have that. But I think I'll go ahead and get in the water a little bit, cool off, and then I'm going to have a snack. And then I'll decide how long I'm going to stay up here. But it's so pretty, and I probably will not be up here again this year. But it's so gorgeous up here, and it's so quiet, at least right now. Like I said, there's people that are, well, maybe I didn't. There's people camped over there, and I think that's the site that has like 4 of them or something. And then beyond that was where Becky and I were. But let's test the water. I've got my water shoes on. Oh, it feels so good. Yeah. It's a little chilly right now because I'm hot. But, yeah. I'll definitely be getting in here to cool off before I go, because it's going to be a hot walk back. It was starting to get pretty warm when just before I got here. But over there somewhere is Navigation Campground. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to get my phone out to look. I think it's right over there, but I am not 100% sure. But there's a lot of beach area for boats to come in, and it's pretty shallow up here, but look at this rock. Isn't that fun? Yeah, this would be a nice camp spot. I don't know if this one is considered a pay one. It does have a fire pit, but I don't know. But it's just nice to be here. Just nice to. So, I'm going to go have my snack, and then I think I'll take a dip. I'm pretty sure that beach over there is navigation. They're just kind of checking it out. That boat was over here, and I think they wanted the spot. So I'm going to vacate it so that they can have it. It's a nice spot. And it's warm. The sun's going to be beating down on here for quite a while. So I'm going to take off. It's going to take me an hour and a half to get to my car, and then another 2 hours just to drive home. So I'm on my way. I think those sites are accessible by boat only, because when I came up I didn't see a side trail, but I'm going to look and see when I get there. I love the carpet of green. It's gorgeous. There's a lot of it through here. So it gets a lot of rain, kind of like navigation, because we're up about the same area really. And I did not find a way to access those other beaches, so I don't know if you can from navigation. You might be able to, but mostly I think they're for the boaters that can go in there. So it is really shallow, the water is, and I noticed in some spots there was a lot of lake weed in there, so lake plants. They weren't really lily pads. I don't know what they were exactly. Okay, so continuing on through the emerald forest, that's what it looks like, with all the massive trees. There's another big boy. And I'm just glad that this is a tree canopy, because it's warm, and I'm quite warm. So I'm just trying to stay cool. There isn't really any creek crossings other than that little one that I showed you. There was another, it's kind of muddy, but there was water going through it, but not like, I don't think you could get water to drink out of it. But it's only 4 miles in, so it's doable. One burned tree. Why? Nothing else burned around it, huh? All right, I just saw a moose go through the trees, and it makes me a little concerned because they're quite... No, that's an elk. Oh, it's an elk. I just saw the tail end of it. Okay, whew. Glad it's not a moose, but yeah, just one elk. Look at female. I know there are elk throughout this area up here. Lots of them. The Roosevelt elk, I guess is what they're called. Wow. Well, you're just going to have to trust me, because you know what? You can't see between these trees. You really cannot. I don't know if I can get up here to where I could see her or not. I don't think she stopped. I think she kept going. She was up here on the trail when I saw her, I think. Yeah. Nope. Right across from the trailhead to the upper Priest Lake trail that I just completed. You can look at the road behind me, and then if you wanted to, you could go further up there. There's a pass up that way. But here's my car, and this is a dispersed campground. And I thought, you know, what a wonderful place if we wanted to come up here and camp for the night. I'm going to see how many sites are here. So it's in the very wooded area, just like the trail was. And I think there's one site. I'm not sure. Let me look. Got my bear spray with me. Okay. There was a pickup camper that was parked right in here. And yeah, it looks like there's just one site, because I see one fire ring with chairs around it. Nope, there's 2 fire rings. There's one over there. So you could get two vehicles in here. It looks like somebody chopped up some wood too. Sweet. But I don't see any other site here. So, yeah. 2 sites. And you could come up and be a trail angel for the PNT hikers. You could just put a sign and it would say Trail Magic and they would come. Now somebody left, what is that? Huh. Somebody's cup and a little thingy. I guess a lot of stuff that people left. Huh, okay. So it's, yeah, it'd be a great place. We could set up a table and cook stuff, and the trail is right across the road. So something to think about for the PNT hikers, because they always enjoy Trail Magic, and I know I would like it too. I must think that you could, oh yeah, there's a fire ring over there. So 3 sites. I mean, you could probably just, park in any one of these sites, I guess. And yeah, for us it would be easy to do. But there's a lot of wood around here, so you could have a fire if there's fires allowed. But right now, I wouldn't do it. It's so dry, and we got so many fires. Okay, and that is part of it right there. So it was a good hike. It says 4.5 miles in. My tracker registered about 5 miles, 4.98. I think the 4.5 was at the sign. Trying to fix my shoe here. So I did about 5, and I went to that campsite and just kind of stayed there and relaxed a little bit. So I did about 10 miles, which I think is about my limit. I'm kind of tired. My feet were kind of sore, but yeah, it was good to rest and sweaty. Good to rest. I did end a hike at 88 degrees, which is a lot. Ooh. But anyway, for some reason, my tracker, I must have hit the button or something. So I'm glad I looked at it when I got to that campsite, so I could see the mileage that I have done. It just doesn't show me the elevation that I did, which wasn't very much. But I started it again when I lost the tracker. So hopefully it registers some of that elevation, but there wasn't much. It was just small and easy hike in. So possible to do that again. So thanks for coming along, and I will take you on the next one, which hopefully is this week.